Hey lovelies, in this video we're going to be diving into affirming, and this video is specifically for you if you're in that state of where you feel like you're tired of affirming what it is you want. So stay tuned.
I'll be your light. Be your light.
If you're new here, welcome back. I'm Tia.
And I'm Leah.
And we are the Manifestation Sisters, helping you master your mind to manifest your reality.
If you'd like to work with myself or Tia one-on-one, we have our next level you coaching where we really dive deep and help you to manifest everything that you want and keep you accountable and offer you support along that journey. So if you want to check out more about that and what that entails, do check out the link in the description box down below. So let's jump into the video. So what do we do when we are feeling exhausted and we are so tired of affirming? Maybe you've been on your manifestation journey for a little while and you're like, what the hell is going on? I've been affirming, but nothing is actually happening. So oftentimes when this is happening, we are in a state and a version of us that actually isn't identifying with having what we want. We're just saying affirmation to affirmation to affirmation to affirmation, but we're not really resonating with what we're saying. We're not really connecting with actually identifying and changing the self-concept, really changing the assumption. We're just out here vain affirming, and I'm not saying vain affirming doesn't work, and I know it works for many people, but sometimes it doesn't work for everybody because manifestation isn't a one size fits all. So I know when I'm in a good state, I can affirm, vain affirm, and do whatever I want to do. But when I'm not in a good state, if I'm trying to affirm over what it is that I want and I'm in the resistance state, it's like sticking a band-aid over it, and it's not really doing anything for me in that moment. So when you're affirming and you're feeling exhausted, we're grasping, we're trying to make this thing come into our reality. We think that by saying this affirmation, it's going to magically appear, but it's not essentially the affirmation. And we know, like, we get who we are, we manifest what we are, we don't manifest what we want. And that means if you're identifying with a version of you that still doesn't have what they want and you're just out here just saying, I always have what I want, whatever it is, and you're affirming, but not really seeing any change, either it's because obviously the old is still playing out, or you're just really not shifting yourself internally, you're not impressing your subconscious mind.
Exactly. And I think you touched on a big point there of sticking a band-aid on a gushing wound and expecting it to essentially fix itself when actually you need stitches. It's kind of like what's the example I was going to do? It's kind of like in the moment, and this is how I explain it to my clients, of imagine you are literally bawling your eyes out, and in the moment of like crying, you're trying to say to yourself, I'm happy, I'm so happy. In the moment, your brain is literally like, who are you fooling? Like, your brain is not stupid and your subconscious mind is not stupid. You can be saying something to yourself, but you're already in an emotional state of lack, of discord, of noticing the absence of something, of feeling anxious. Because we know your emotional state is a physical manifestation of where you're thinking and your thoughts have been going. Mm-hmm. So essentially, if you just try to affirm over it, like Leah said, you're sticking a band-aid on something and expecting it just to miraculously change, and poof, your reality will shift like that. But like she said, and I want to reiterate this so you really understand, we do not just affirm to change a 3D reality. We affirm to shift and evoke our state. So we transport ourselves into the reality where we're experiencing essentially who we are. Who we are is made up of what we think, feel, believe, on a dominant and consistent basis. So if you're not dominantly in the state of thinking, feeling and assuming favorably in relation to that which you want, and then sporadically throughout the day you're just going, SP loves me, he SP loves me, he's obsessed with me, and then but you're not in that state and you haven't essentially built the momentum of having that belief. And I just want to draw into that. You have to believe your belief straight away. You persist. But it's about having the conscious awareness of what you need in that moment. And to bring this into perspective, you use an example of like when you're in a state of like crying hysterically, you're not just going to affirm to yourself, I'm happy. And you've got to think of this in relation to that which you're currently manifesting. When you're in a state of thinking you're not worthy, you're not enough, and SP is essentially rejecting you, in that moment, do you just need to affirm SP is obsessed with me, SP is obsessed with me, SP is obsessed with me? No, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to shift your state. What do you need in that moment to stabilize yourself and get yourself back into a neutral state, so then you can build the blocks of stacking your beliefs from there?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's really getting clear on what works for you.
Yeah.
And like I said, manifestation isn't a one size fits all. So when we're vain affirming and we're not seeing any results or things aren't changing for ourselves, it's about us really identifying like what actually works for us, what tools or techniques do actually work for me. I know that I can vain affirm, like I said, for myself when I'm feeling in a good state.
Too.
But if I'm not in a good state and I'm trying to vain affirm, that's not going to work for me. It's not really going to hit for me. It's going to feel like what I'm saying to myself isn't true. And yes, we don't always have to believe it. We just persist in the thought and the assumption, and it becomes who we then identify with. But however, for myself, if I'm feeling a lot of resistance, I like to take a step back and I like to really go and soothe myself, or just slow down my affirmations, really connect with my affirmations, or script my affirmations, or EFT, and I'll tap on my affirmation points. Like, I'm not, like, for example, like Tia said, oh, SP last week, SP last week, SP last week. No, that's not what I need to affirm right now. What I need to affirm is, no, I'm good enough. I'm worthy. I'm chosen. I'm lovable. Relationships work out for me. Anyone I want wants to be with me. Whatever you're affirming for yourself, but in a place of for your self-concept, for you, so you can change how you feel about yourself. So you can affirm that, no, I'm amazing, I'm incredible, I'm beautiful. Like when you're tapping on your points, like sometimes I love to tap on the different points and saying my affirmations, or I'm scripting, or I'm doing it in a conversation where I'm imagining, like, you know, just hearing these things and people telling me how amazing, incredible I am. And that's me in that moment transporting myself and connecting to the version of me who actually is experiencing that thing, rather than me like and that's just not working for me if I'm feeling a lot of resistance.
I just thought of another analogy of, like, I think of like your subconscious mind as like a child.
Yes.
In a moment where a child's having like a temper tantrum, is it going to help for you to just shout at the child and shout words over, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that? Or do you actually need to get on the same wavelength as the child and kind of calm their state and tell them it's going to be all right? That's exactly what you're doing with yourself in the moment. Like Leah just said, you're getting on the same like wavelength or thinking state or stabilizing state as your subconscious mind, as your inner being, as your inner child, essentially. To be like, what is it you need in this moment?
Mm-hmm.
You want to feel chosen? Okay, you're chosen above anyone else. You want to feel loved? Okay, what can I do in this moment to help myself think, feel, and believe I'm loved? It's as simple as that. But because we have been taught by misconceptions in the manifestation community that affirming over everything is the answer, we've just accepted that as a blanket statement, and now we're just running with it. No, question it. Question yourself. What do I need in this moment? What's going to help stabilize myself? What's going to help soothe me into the state of feeling neutral? The time isn't just to keep going, keep digging, and keep digging to the point where you literally in fight or flight and you're having a fight with yourself. The time is to take a step back, stabilize my nervous system. And then once I'm in that state of neutralness, I persist with repetition. I persist with my self-concept affirmations. I persist with my new story, because I'm doing it from a place of, this is my truth and this is what I'm persisting in, and I essentially accept it a bit more easier.
Yeah.
The resistance is dropped.
Exactly. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling exhausted from affirming all the time, slow it down, like we said, or really explore other tools and techniques that are going to help you to also shift that mindset. Because I know some people, like, the affirming doesn't work all the time. They just like to be more visual. I have clients that like to be more visual. I have clients that like to do inner conversations. I have clients that like to just script and do things like that and then go about their day and then return themselves back to that state at any time. Like, see what works for you. If constantly affirming is making you feel like you don't have what you want, slow it down. Or maybe you're too focused on outwardly the other person, or focusedly out on trying to get rather than trying to give to yourself, because manifestation isn't a trying process. It's about you becoming the person experiencing what you want until it becomes your reality.
Yeah, and just to throw a disclaimer in here, guys, we're not saying that affirming doesn't work. We're not saying that vain repetition doesn't work for some people. This video is specifically for the people that are exhausted and tired of affirming over everything in their reality. That's what it applies to. So accept or reject the information, but apply it to your own personal circumstances and the way you best manifest and get yourself into the state of becoming that version of you. So yeah, with that being said, guys, we really hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to wrap it up here. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as it helps us grow the manifestation community, and we're growing at a booming rate, which I love. And if you want to learn more and dive into everything that we spoke about in this video deeper, you want accountability, you want the support on becoming the next level version of yourself, then you can find out links to work with myself or Leah as mindset and manifestation coaches in the description box down below. And we'll see you in the next video.